Hello, I'm Phillip Smith, financial planner with Tide Pool Wealth Strategies, dedicated to helping late career professionals navigate the tides of retirement planning with clarity and confidence. This is your retirement planning guide to money management, pursuit of long-term financial growth, and creating an adaptive strategy tailored to your unique and evolving journey. In every episode, I'll share concise, actionable insights to help you plan a retirement of purpose, resilience, and confidence. Welcome to
The Perfect Retirement Plan?
Welcome to The Perfect Retirement Plan. Today, we're wading into the age-old debate. Age-old debate? In the grand scheme of history, retirement is a very new concept. But there is still some debate, and maybe for you listeners, it's purely an internal one. Should you retire early or work a few more years?
The classic crossroads. One path leads to morning coffee in your bathrobe, the other to another quote-unquote team-building exercise. Choose wisely.
Exactly, Cash. The idea of early retirement sounds fantastic until you start thinking about the hidden costs. On the flip side, working longer has its upsides, but at some point, whether we step away early or work past what we had thought would be our retirement age, we ask ourselves, is this worth it? So we're going to shed some light on those hidden costs and highlight the reasons why you may or may not want to extend your work life. Let's wade into this and figure out the right path for you. And if you're enjoying the content, subscribe so that you never miss an episode, even the bad ones. It's give and take, my friends. Okay, so let's jump on the hidden costs. First, healthcare expenses. If you're retiring at, say, 60, you'll need to bridge a 5-year gap before Medicare eligibility at 65. And unless you're sitting on some gold bars you bought at Costco a decade ago, private insurance can feel like paying for a yacht you'll never sail.
And spoiler, the Affordable Care Act feels more like a suggestion than a promise.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of true. Depending on where you live and your coverage needs, premiums can be costly. Here in Oregon, a silver plan for a couple in their early 60s can be between $20,000 to $28,000 annually. And that's before you factor in deductibles and out-of-pocket costs. However, depending on your income, you might have the ability to have the ACA subsidy reduce the premium. Maybe. Next, there's missing out on compounding growth. This is a real consideration. It's also kind of a myth. Some would say that when you retire early, you're not just losing a paycheck, you're losing valuable years of compounding returns. But the potential growth doesn't just end when you retire. Compounding doesn't just stop. Let's put it this way. Oh, Cash, hey, I'm going to give the listeners a hypothetical and briefly give an example of average return. Anything that needs to be said relatively quickly?
You know it, Jefe. Your example is hypothetical only and does not represent the actual performance of any particular investments. Investments in securities, stocks and mutual funds and ETFs and stuff like that, do not offer a fixed rate of return. Principal, yield, and or share price will fluctuate with changes in market conditions. So, they can go up and down. And when sold or redeemed, you may receive more or less than originally invested. It's like the answer is yes or no, hot or cold, up or down, left or right, but not usually both at the same time.
Yeah, what? Let me put it this way. Imagine you have $500,000 in your retirement account, earning an average of 6% annually. If you wait just 5 more years to retire, that money grows to over $670,000 without you lifting a finger. That's an extra $170,000 just for being patient.
You can't control the stock market, but you can control whether you stop the financial engine mid-acceleration.
It's true. So in this example, upon retiring, maybe the portfolio has been adjusted to reduce risk. This also means, generally speaking, that growth potential has likely been reduced as well. One of the things I find myself saying to clients is that the trajectory of their savings doesn't end or land at retirement. We're shooting for the end of their life, whenever that may be. The general wisdom is to reduce your investment risk when you retire or near retirement. But if you do that and you've retired early, your portfolio may wind down too quickly. There's a lot to unpack here. Maybe I make a note to have a deeper discussion on this in a supplementary video. Another hidden cost of retiring early is lifestyle and purpose. Yeah, it's a cost. This point is more emotional than financial, but just as important. The common mistake I see is people retiring without a clear idea of how they'll spend their time. In theory, it may sound great to just not have to go to work anymore. No early meetings, no deadlines, no office chatter. Maybe in your line of work, it means no more standing outside in the rain. Work environment aside, after a few weeks of freedom, some retirees feel like a ship adrift without a compass.
It turns out binge-watching detective shows all day isn't nearly as satisfying as you thought, unless you're actively solving crimes in real life.
The lesson here, retirement isn't just about stepping away from work. It's about stepping into something fulfilling.
Nothing like going from key contributor at work to guy who shows up at Costco at 10 a.m. for samples.
And that's the challenge, right? Retirement can't be an endless vacation. You need something meaningful to fill the time. So let's talk about working a few extra years. If you're going to do it, there should be a benefit, right? So here are some potential upsides of extending your career. First, increased financial security. Working even 2 or 3 more years can dramatically shift your financial outlook. You're still saving, your accounts are still growing, and most importantly, you're not drawing down your savings yet. Second, Social Security boosts. If you wait until age 70 to claim Social Security, your benefit can be up to 76% higher than if you claimed at 62. That's like getting a massive raise for just waiting a little longer.
I mean, who turns down a raise? Besides lottery winners and hermits, of course.
Exactly. Delaying can be one of the smartest financial moves you make. So, third, purpose and social connection. Work isn't just about money. Hopefully nobody's surprised by hearing that. It's about staying engaged. For some, the office is their community. And a fourth potential upside, better health outcomes. Studies show that people who stay active in some form of work live longer and have fewer cognitive declines.
Work smarter, live longer, or retire early and spend your afternoons figuring out why daytime TV is still a thing. I personally can't figure it out.
There's something to that. Working smarter, not daytime TV. Whether it's consulting, volunteering, or staying part-time, work can keep your mind sharp and your days interesting. So whenever it is you plan to retire, early, on time, delayed, do it with purpose. Do it with fulfilling, engaging things in mind. Let's get specific about what makes a post-work life truly satisfying. I think I can sum up almost all of the good, fulfilling reasons in 2 main themes: passion projects and social circles. When I say passion projects, I'm thinking about the things you've always wanted to do. Write that novel or book of poems or whatever it is that you want to put on paper. Restore an old car, finally learn guitar, learn how to whittle, figure out how to use that Cricut your spouse bought you 4 years ago. Start a nonprofit. This list could be endless. Maybe it's specific community work, consulting work, or other things that you never had quite enough time to feel like you could dedicate yourself to. Now's the time to make it happen. Now, when I say social circles...
You don't mean doom scrolling your ex-coworkers' vacation photos or joining yet another neighborhood drama Facebook group, right? Because those circles are less social and more like running laps on the treadmill of regret.
Too true. I'm talking about real life connections, people you actually want to spend time with, not just react to online. Retirees who build and maintain social connections report higher life satisfaction. This could be volunteering, joining a hiking club, starting a retirement podcast, committing more time to the grandkids or nieces and nephews, or your neighbors and their pets. Whatever gets you interacting with others regularly in a manner you truly find fulfilling.
Or you could form a retiree trivia team called Free Time and Regret, because what's life without like a little irony?
I love it. The point is, having something meaningful to wake up for can make all the difference. Balancing your decision with your values. Let's talk about that. Let's zoom out for a second. Whether you retire early or work longer, the goal isn't just financial security. It's to live according to your values. Here's a framework to think about. 1, freedom versus fulfillment. If freedom is your top value, early retirement might align perfectly. If fulfillment and structure matter more, working longer could make sense. And 2, security versus adventure. Are you someone who likes certainty, or do you thrive on spontaneity? Your personality plays a big role here.
If your dream vacation involves itineraries down to the minute, you're probably not cut out for a wing it type of retirement plan.
True. And knowing your values helps prevent that grass is greener syndrome, because you'll have clarity on what you actually need to feel happy and secure. The decision to retire early or work longer isn't just about finances. It's about what you value most. Do you prioritize freedom and flexibility, or do you find joy in your work?
Maybe you're one of those rare unicorns who actually enjoys staff meetings. We won't judge much.
Thanks for that, Cash. Man, are you drinking Cholula over there or what? You're a little spicy today, my friend. Ultimately, your retirement timeline should reflect your values, dreams, and financial reality. There's no right or wrong, only what's right for you. Let's take some action on this. This week, I'd like you to try a couple of things. Okay, my wife would call me out here. It's 3 items, so I'd like you to try a few things. Run the numbers. Calculate your expected retirement expenses and income to see if early retirement is realistic for you. Visualize your ideal retirement. Write down what your dream post-work life looks like, what you'll do, where you'll be, and who you'll spend time with.
And if your retirement vision includes like lounging by the beach with a drink in hand, make sure that drink isn't just tap water in a souvenir cup. Aim high. You've earned at least a craft beer or a fancy lemonade.
And check your benefits. Make sure you understand how retiring at different ages impacts your Social Security, healthcare, and retirement accounts. Whew, running a little long again. Maybe this is the new norm. Thanks for tuning in to The Perfect Retirement Plan. Until next time, whether you're planning to retire at 60 or hang on a little longer, keep your goals and values front and center. And remember, it's not about having the smartest financial advisor, the most money saved, or the highest probability of retirement success. The perfect retirement plan for you is the one you act on.
It's disclosure time. This podcast is intended for educational purposes only, should not be used for any other purpose. The views depicted in this material should not be considered specific advice or recommendations for any individual, are not intended to be financial, tax, or legal advice, and do not represent Type Wealth Strategies or Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC. For a comprehensive review of your personal situation, always consult with a financial, tax, or legal advisor. Neither Cetera nor any of its representatives may give legal or tax advice. Our office address is 450 Country Club Road, Suite 350, Eugene, Oregon 97401. Securities and advisory services are offered through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC, a broker-dealer, registered investment advisor, and member of FINRA and SIPC. Cetera is under separate ownership for any other named entity. Whew.